It is Severe Weather Awareness Week, and we are talking about thunderstorms. Now, quite often we'll get thunderstorms here in Houston in the afternoon, especially on a summer day, and they produce heavy rain and lightning and thunder, but sometimes they become severe, and there is a definition. In fact, there are two criteria that a thunderstorm has to reach or exceed to be defined as a severe thunderstorm, and that is it's producing hail greater than 3/4 of an inch in diameter. That's about the same diameter as a quarter, or wind gusts that are above 58 miles an hour. Those are straight line winds, and those can do quite a bit of damage. So let's talk about the wind portion first. How do those winds get so strong? Well, you've got updrafts as the storm builds, and as that air rises, it cools, it condenses. As you get condensation, you get more cooling. You can get some very heavy, dense, cold air way up high in the cloud, and eventually it begins to fall. And as it falls, under the right circumstances, it can accelerate at a speed straight down greater than 100 miles an hour. Well, eventually that's going to hit the ground. When it hits the ground, it spreads out, and it can do damage that can resemble tornado-like damage. Now, on radar, we can see when we've got straight line winds that are beginning to develop. We'll get the bow echo, which indicates very strong straight line winds moving across the bow. And again, you've got that bubble of cold air. It's dense, it's heavy, and it's accelerating downward through the cloud. Once it hits the ground, it's got nowhere to go. It spreads out usually in the same direction the storm is moving, and you'll get those straight line winds that not only can be above 58 miles an hour, but they can get to 70, 80, 90, 100 mile an hour in some cases and do a lot of damage that looks like a tornado, but you can tell the difference because everything is damaged down in a straight line in the same direction. Everything is moving the same direction with the wind direction. Now the hail. Well, up in that cloud, you've got these updrafts. Those can be going straight up at 100 miles an hour in some circumstances. And what they'll do is they'll bring those raindrops up, and they'll bring a little raindrop up. It'll get above the freezing level. And so that raindrop freezes into a little kernel, a little ice kernel, like a pea. Well, sometimes that will drop back down below the freezing level, but those updrafts catch it and bring it back up. So now it's got a coating of liquid water that gets back up above the freezing level. That new coating of liquid water freezes, and you get a little bit bigger hailstone, and it can make several trips up and down, each time growing a little bit in size with each layer of ice. And eventually that hailstone will get big enough to overcome the updrafts, and gravity takes over and it races down to the ground. Now, these hailstones can be quite large. Let me show you what some of the big ones look like. Here's one, fits in the palm of the hand. That's about baseball size, maybe nearing softball size. These hailstones can be rocketed downward with those downdrafts at 89 and 100 miles an hour, and not only do damage to property, but they can be damaging to your person. In fact, there are some cases where hail has come down big enough so fast that it has killed people before. So hail this size has to be taken seriously. So how do you stay ahead of all of this? The best thing to do is just stay aware of the forecast. Get the app, check in with us there at least once a day, watch us on TV at least once a day, so you know when the chances for thunderstorms are there. Now, if the ingredients are coming together, it looks good like we're going to have some severe weather, a watch will be issued. That means the ingredients are there. It hasn't happened yet, but we're watching it. And then when you get a warning, it means it's happening. We're getting those big hailstones, or getting those wind gusts above 58, 59 miles an hour. Stay weather smart with us as we enter severe weather season by, number one, staying abreast of the forecast with us.